Beneath the apparent unity of the Abbasid Caliphate, bitter regional power struggles ensued among ambitious rulers trying to assert local autonomy. The most dramatic sign of disintegration was the establishment of the powerful kingdom of the al-Andalus Caliphate in 929. This was a result of the efforts of the last surviving members of the Umayyad dynasty, who left Damascus in 756. They opposed the Abbasids since they had exterminated their family in a bloody coup d'etat. Egypt, on the other hand, was governed by the Tulunid dynasty between 868 and 905. The Aghlabids of Kairouan in Tunisia had already become independent in 800, and in 909 the Fatimids, a small Shia dynasty, overthrew the Aghlabids. They conquered Egypt in 969 and founded the Second Caliphate with its capital in Cairo. Meanwhile, in Asia, governors and warlords had started to conspire against a centralist Abbasid power and had gradually taken any real power into their own hands. While the Abbasid rule was only formally ended with the Mongol invasions in 1258, power had already transferred long ago. The artistic production of the various entities that had displaced it showed many pre-Islamic components. Profound differences in language, tradition, culture, and interests had erupted into conflict. Two main schools grew up in the field of architecture at Kairouan and Susa. The first produced the Great Mosque and the Mosque of the Three Gates in Kairouan, the Great Mosque of Sfax, and the al-Zaytuna Mosque at Tunis, all of which are elaborately decorated buildings using recycled marble columns from the ancient world. To make up for the short columns, the capitals often do not support the arches directly. The abacus is surmounted by a pyramidal architrave, molded or carved, on which a block-like impost rests. The later architecture of the Fatimids built on the older architectural traditions of the Tulunids, whose structures appear monumental and stylistically closer to Abbasid models. The only surviving example of Tulunid architecture is the Mosque of Ibn Tulun in Cairo, dated between 879 and 884. The structure is entirely built in brick, like the Iraqi mosques that inspired the plan. Many of the window openings feature pointed arches placed on a low springing line whose shoulders rest on stocky columns deeply engaged into the thickness of the wall. Windows are equipped with stucco grates, producing a filtered, subdued light in the interior spaces. The immense space is divided into bays. The intrados, or inner surfaces of the arches, once presented elaborate geometric and plant pattern motifs in stucco of exquisite refinement and variety. The courtyard is framed by pointed arches, verging on the horseshoe. The courtyard is dominated by a stone minaret articulated over 4 tiers. The first level is rectangular, the second circular, and the third and fourth an octagonal kiosk. The minaret reaches a height of some 40 meters. The 2 uppermost levels were restored during the Mamluk period in the late 13th century. The exterior walls of the complex are crowned by a high, pierced balustrade. In the field of the applied arts, we can say that many of the exquisite wooden panels, for example, of the minbar of the Great Mosque in Kairouan, derive from stucco wall decorations from the Iraqi region. A minbar is a short flight of stairs used as a platform by a preacher in a mosque, similar to a pulpit. The prayer hall is equipped with 17 aisles perpendicular to the Qibla wall. Many of the columns were taken from Hadrumatum and Carthage. The frame around the mihrab is adorned with roughly 150 lusterware tiles, dating from the 9th century, whose metallic shimmer produces the most beautiful shade of golden yellow. The Aghlabid Emirate was eventually swept up by the Shia reaction, asserted forcefully by Berber tribes from Morocco and Tunisia. Their art and architecture did not differ from that of the Aghlabids.